Star Wars Jedi Survivor, what a game. But the music of Star Wars in particular, even just thinking about it kind of stirs emotions in fans. How much of a challenge is that to get into, the legacy of John Williams and to try and put your own stamp on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a challenge, and I've had the fortune of working on quite a few Star Wars gaming titles, starting it back from the Old Republic and the Battlefront series as well. So over my time working on that franchise, I've slowly progressed to sort of putting my own aesthetic in it a bit more. And I think with this game, we've really been able to sort of stretch out and not necessarily move away from what makes Star Wars so great, but enhance it and bring our own voice to it, so to speak. And it is always a challenge because we're very keenly aware of the fan base that exists for this franchise. So, but I'm also a huge fan myself, so I always try to write the score that I want to hear from someone else.
Yeah, we don't want to break it. And also, it's kind of like sometimes we say it's a bit like someone saying, "Can you put 10 feet on the top of Big Ben or the Eiffel Tower or something?"
Exactly.
And don't screw it up. So I think that's for us. It's like but it's great because obviously to grow, Star Wars has to have new things in it. So So that's I think the biggest thing for us I think is that we're telling a story, and it's all in service of a story and in the service of the characters and making something that really it isn't just sort of gameplay, but it's also something that really moves you.
Right. I think in Jedi Survivor as well, I've actually gone back into it recently to do some trophy hunting, and even like the kind of like incidental music as you walk around, the kind of swells of like emotion, it feels like so much thought has gone into the whole thing.
That was one of the things at the very outset that we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure there were no unloved children, because there's those games where you go off and do like side questy stuff, and you can sort of tell, it's kind of this was just some offcuts or just some stems from something else. It doesn't really work. So we tried to make sure that there's loads of stuff you can find. And loads of stuff that's unique to there's one area called the Funky Caverns, and there's only one piece of music. It only plays there. If you never go there, or if you never do the Rancor, you'll never hear the Rancor music. Exactly. But that's up to you.
And it's very important because Star Wars is obviously about story and narrative, but it's also about environment and atmosphere. So we needed to make sure that each atmosphere and each environment had its own unique sound, and so we're very acutely aware of that, and tried our best to sort of have everything have its own little unique quality, so to speak.
Amazing. You mentioned that you worked on the Old Republic. Did you work on the first KOTOR?
I did not work on KOTOR. My first Star Wars game was the Old Republic.
Yeah. I mean, I love that whole era as well.
I played all of those.
Yeah, same.
I really loved. I loved the Jedi Knight series. That was my introduction to it.
Yeah, super good series.
But I think that's a lot of it is like capturing the feel, and you play those games and you get the feel, and that's it. And we know when we've hit the mark because that's you get those feels.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I enjoy seeing those callbacks as well. I know at least one of the songs you can get from the cantina is like an ode to Taris. I love that.
Yes,
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's really funny because when we went out to the bands who worked on the cantina music, it was really interesting. We gave them the same brief that George Lucas gave to John Williams for the original cantina music, of saying what if aliens beamed down in 1,000 years and found a written down version of your music, but they had no idea what the instruments were and no idea
what would that sound like.
And so we literally were like, wouldn't this be cool if you gave that to a whole bunch of really interesting indie bands? And so that was particularly Joywave. They got so into it, and they literally, we said to them we're going to come up with names, in-world names for your songs. They're like, we got this, we'll do that.
Yeah, they love it.
It was great.
Amazing, that was so cool. And I know the rumblings seem to have begun about a Star Wars Jedi 3. Have you guys got a phone call? Yeah, what's going on here?
Do you know what? I'm not even sure where we're up to on the official stuff, but it's obviously that's something we're very, very heavily is in motion.
Yeah,
I should
the
say.
The story's not complete.
Yeah,
so to speak.
I think it's a lot of figuring out where to go next, and it's there's the basic arcs are there, but it's it's going to be fun.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. It's a long game, isn't it? This industry. I look forward to seeing that in a few years. Awesome. And good luck tonight. I really hope you take it home.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.